Recording. All right, welcome to tonight's call. It's September the 12th, and we're almost midway through the month. Well, we still have a few more days midway. So it's crazy. Time flies when you're having fun, right? So tonight, I'm debating still on two different topics. I'm not even sure which one we're going to go into yet. But first and foremost, I wanted to thank you guys for the beautiful flowers that I just got not too long ago. Thank you so much for the thought and all of that amazing stuff. You guys are incredible for thinking of me, and I just wanted to say thank you for that. And also, this is kind of random. So if you guys know and you've been around for a while, or you're a new coach, you may know about the Premier or Elite program, which is something that some coaches strive for in their business. And it's one of those things that a couple years in, our team achieved Premier, and then 2 years in a row, back to back, we achieved Elite. Last year wasn't on the radar. The numbers, quote unquote, numbers were not there. So about midway through the year, I was like, I'm not pushing our team for this. I'm not even going to stress out over it. It wasn't important because it just wasn't, I guess, on the radar. I would get reports of, whatever. Well, got the report, and we are on track for Premier or Elite this year. So I wanted to talk to you guys just candidly to see if it's something you want to go for. And the numbers are on track, meaning that volume, Success Club, that sort of thing. And we do need several categories to kind of go up to reach this qualification. But I figured let's talk about it to see if it's something that you want to go for, because it is a team effort. It's not something that it just would be me. It's not me doing something. It's a team effort with everyone. So if it's something that you guys, and Jen Maxwell and I were having a discussion, because I know that she is intrigued by top performers in our network, and so I was like, by the way, we're kind of on track for this. Should we go for it? And she's like, yeah. So I was like, okay, well, let's, just throw that out there. And it's basically hitting Success Club is basically, having volume numbers there, having more customers come in, new customers. And there's also the category of rank advancements, meaning that we need some more diamonds, and we need new diamonds, and that sort of thing. So we can either hit the Premier category or the Elite category. We are closer right now to Premier, but we still can hit the Elite, and we're like 200 something out of the whole network of Beachbody. Is that amazing? Out of like 300,000 teams or coaches. So that's something to be proud of, number one, be excited about. So if we increase our numbers just by a smidge, we could be in the hundreds something. And that definitely would hit the Elite or Premier. So that's really exciting. And again, I wasn't even going to bring it up. And I'm like, why am I not bringing this up? This is our team. This is not me. This is our team effort. So we need to celebrate it, number one. And if we want to go for it, let's go for it. So that's something you guys think about. And I'll probably go live in the team page and kind of go over the categories of what we need to do to actually get there. There's, again, certain things that we do need to do in order to reach it, but it's not like crazy. Like, we are on track. So it's really exciting. Again, last year I was like, just not even going to go for it because we weren't there. We weren't on that radar. But now that we are, there's no reason why we shouldn't push for it, because number one, if we all push for it together, you're moving your business forward. You're getting better with your coaching business, and we're getting better as a team. So it's a win-win for everyone to do this. So, okay, that's that. And let's see what else. We have Super Saturday coming up. you can get to a Super Saturday in your area, if you need help finding one, let me know, or post in the team page. You need to get to it. You need to be around other coaches and like-minded people so that you have the positivity and motivation to be around. I mean, there's nothing like being around other coaches and getting excited about what we do. So again, find your local Super Saturday. If you have to drive a few minutes, it's worth it, I promise. We have Chris Downing coming here, and that's exciting. And we're doing a lot of workout with him. And so anyway, all right. So poll. Who wants to listen to a founding coach go over some really good volume nuggets, building your business? Or I had planned on that, and then on the walls, Carl Deichler went live with Jeff Hill and blew my mind. Like, blew the hair off my arms. Like, everything about what he said was just like, so I can't decide which one. We can listen to either one together. Which one do you want to listen to? Carl, who, like, seriously, both. Yeah, okay, so we can listen to both, but let's listen to one, or at least part of one together, so we can kind of, like, feed off of the energy, and then we can, like, talk about it. Okay, so Jen saying Carl. All right. So this, again, was earlier this afternoon. He and Jeff Hill got on Facebook Live Zoom, and Jeff basically said, Carl has no idea what I'm going to ask him. We're just going to go and talk about where we are in this company. And a couple things, number one, stood out to me. Number one, next year, when the renewals for the All Access are going to start coming in, our volume, you guys, is going to explode. See, we always think about, when new programs and stuff come out, our business starts to explode because of the DVDs. Well, when All Access came out, we were kind of like, well, where's going to be the volume for the DVDs? Well, when people are on All Access and then the renewals come in, from there, it's just going to snowball into craziness. So, all right. So Jen said, Carl, you guys cool with that? Yeah? Okay. Because really, I mean, you know, Carl, I mean, he's going to put on a great speech regardless, but he touched on some really cool stuff. So, all right. Can you guys see it? Somebody unmute themselves. Let me know.
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Yes.
No problem.
I don't know. Honestly, like, I literally looked at the page to see how you guys promoted this, which looks like you gave it a lot of build up. That's great.
We won't watch the entire thing just so that you know we're not going to be on this for an hour. But I just wanted you to touch on several of the things he said. All right.
And it says nothing. It says forum, CEO forum. So here I am. Go for it.
Yeah, so this is a blank slate. So, well, listen, let's jump in. We want to take
How long does this go, by the way?
We want to take 40, 45 minutes on this, and if you,
that's fine.
I think we're good. So let's just maybe kind of sit back, start at the beginning of this year, Carl. That if you were to look at 2017, we've got 3 months left in the year, but if you were to look back at 2017 and say, so far, what have the biggest accomplishments been? Maybe some of the biggest challenges. This is a 3-part question. And what you hope will happen by December 31st from a CEO perspective.
So, okay. I'm going to try to not use the entire hour for that question. But I have great context from which to speak. And that is, we were lucky enough to be invited to a company. Many of us in senior management were lucky enough to be invited. I don't know that it's totally appropriate that I share what company it was, but they provide some digital services to us and various platform services, and they invited us to talk to them about their transition from a physical product over to a digital product. And they're a public company, and because we wanted to get insight as we are transitioning from this tempo of launching fitness programs on DVD hold on, let me see. Can I see if I can get rid of that sound? Could you hear that sound that I just?
I can hear the beep. Yeah.
Yeah, let me get rid of that. So that's gone. Okay. So anyway, so they wanted to describe to us a little bit of some of the challenges that they had. And it was so refreshing because first off, they were very transparent. They showed the change as this company who had been a $4 billion company pulled back to $1.6 billion and is now over $8 billion a year. And how this transition was something that they had to fight with Wall Street about. They had major dissension within their own system of distribution. They had major dissension within their own staff and management. In fact, they lost 50% of the VPs on staff during this transition because people didn't totally agree with them going from a product that when it was a physical product cost over $600, and then when it went digital, it was closer to $20 a month. So you can imagine some of the consternation that Wall Street would have when they would recognize all this revenue up front and go to this monthly digital subscription model. And so now the difference is in their business model was that at the same time, since they weren't in the network marketing business or in the direct marketing business at that time, they basically blew up their entire distribution system when they made that change, because when they went digital, they couldn't sell at retail anymore, the original product. We don't have that problem because we've got the network. So we're making this transition, but we need our distribution platform, the field, to have confidence that both it's an imperative that we make this transition and that it dramatically expands the opportunity. So if I look at what 2017 is, it is a learning experience for us. It is a year of reinvention, and a few things. Look, when I put that group together in Punta Cana of I'm Here to Help, the point of that was for me to be able to learn directly from coaches what's happening in the field. What are you hearing? Because I still, to this day, don't understand why everybody doesn't have Beachbody On Demand in their house. And I don't understand to this day why anybody would second guess drinking a daily dose of dense nutrition that comes in a delicious little chocolate scoop, except for the fact that most people don't understand how this one little scoop of powder can cost $5 and this other scoop of powder that you can get at Whole Foods or any grocery store can cost $30 or $1. So how can this one scoop looks like brown powder and this scoop be $1? It's still brown powder. How can it be so different? And so while on one hand I don't understand the people who do understand the difference, I don't understand why they don't all drink it, and the rest of it is an education process. So 2017 is a transition year, and I would say from a CEO perspective, it is the most challenging year in my career. And that is not because of the numbers. It's not because of the financial performance. As I mentioned in Punta Cana, while we're going through this, I have suspended my salary so that I am on the same playing field with the coaches who are dealing with lower volume in some cases, not everybody, but some coaches are dealing with lower volume, stronger headwinds, a weird political environment, a transition to digital. Combining the challenge pack with digital is wonky and a different thing to describe. So while we're doing that, I wanted to level set, so I suspended my salary. So for me, I wanted to be completely in the mindset of how can I help the entire ecosystem be in the same place that I'm in, which this is why it's a difficult year for me. And that is, I am more hopeful and more positive and more sure that we have an opportunity that should make the hair stand up on your arms when you think about it than I have ever been. And let me tell you why. This is why this could take the entire hour. I promise I will let you.
You're trumping some of my questions, Carl. So I mean,
well, good. So look, okay. We used to sell this thing. So we do a challenge pack. We'd sell a little insanity and this thing, and we'd say, "Here you go, customer. Use that." And then hopefully the coaches would keep in touch. Most coaches, when I say most, I don't mean most leaders. I mean most coaches wouldn't necessarily keep in touch. They'd move on to the next acquisition. That customer moves on. That customer just moves on with their lives, and after 2 or 3 bags of Shakeology, they cancel, and then maybe we can try to go reinvigorate them, or the coach would, but they're basically gone. Now we have the opportunity to be a technology company that has a direct connection with those people, that with the Challenge Tracker app, we can understand how regular they're being with their shakes, and with what we call calipers, which is a tool that we use inside Beachbody On Demand to understand what the behavior is, and all the data goes into this thing called a data lake, so we understand what fitness programs people are enjoying, which ones they're finishing, where do they start and stop, when does a customer come in and they never complete the sign-up, when does a customer come in and they complete the sign-up but they never do a single workout. We're getting all this data that we never had the opportunity before, so that we have the opportunity to get more sophisticated, so that when you as a coach bring a new customer to us, not only are you going to be able to make a recommendation, they're going to be able to put some data into Beachbody On Demand, and Beachbody On Demand will be able to make a recommendation based on demographics, psychographics, time of year, certain preferences of a program that they will have a 95% chance of success based on their inputs. We could never do that, and then we can track how successful they're being and have a partnership with the coach, so that the coach provides that peer influence, the human influence, because it's super easy to ignore a text or an email or any other technological reminder. I don't know how many people have a Fitbit that buzzes that tells you you're supposed to get up and or a Apple Watch, to get up and walk around the room. And I'm sure 95% of the people, when their watch buzzes to tell them to get up and walk around the room to be more active, they snooze it and they don't get up around and walk around the room. Super easy to blow off that watch. But if you're doing a challenge group with somebody and they say, "Hey, I noticed that you didn't do your workout today. I checked the app, you didn't do your workout today. What's going on?" We've got the opportunity to raise the level of activity. Not going to be perfect, but we have this opportunity of expanding it. So I feel, when I look at the trend and I talk to CEOs of gyms who are struggling, I talk to the CEOs of weight loss companies who are struggling. Doesn't mean that they're having a hard time acquiring customers necessarily. They're having a hard time retaining customers. And I look at what we've got, and I so truly believe, and I don't believe this because I want to be so hopeful and so happy about it, as a businessman with primarily the bulk of 90% of my net worth is tied up in the building around me and the investment that we've made in this field of coaches, I am more hopeful now that my net worth is going to be enhanced by what we offer, and the efficiency of our product and the effectiveness of these shakes, and the fact that, now this is my daily sunshine, this is my afternoon snack, but the fact that we've got something that can truly help kids, and we as parents can now be the role models that our parents weren't for us, to give our kids a tool so that they can get half a green and half a purple with every serving of this. Like, we've got the tools now. We're finessing how to package it to make the best use of it. And here's what I know, that it's so difficult. And I go back to, I guess it was a year ago, leadership, when we had the conversation about, it was a year ago, leadership CAB meeting. We had the conversation that we were going to go with the $99 all access package. And we still get this concern and complaint that we don't get the recurring revenue, because when you come out with this and then we come out with another program, I could sell that into my downline and make another pop here. Nobody's taking into account the fact that in the next 2 months, we're going to have all these hundreds of thousands of people who came into All Access last December, January, and February are all going to be up for renewal. And I've looked at the numbers, I looked at the recurrence numbers, and they look very good for a very strong recurring revenue stream and volume that will replace by far what we used to do on an annual basis with this. And why do I believe that? It's because of programs like 80-Day Obsession, other content that we haven't announced yet that's coming for 2018. The renewal is going to be deeper in the organization and stronger and more valuable than selling another $60 product was. That is a phenomenon. If I go back to this example of the company remember that company that I visited, Wall Street had to wait for them to go through this dip in revenue and come back, because where they used to sell a product for $600, then they went to $20 a month. Wall Street needed to wait for them to catch up with all that revenue that they used to get in the beginning, and then they needed to catch up and then see that it was going to go even longer for retention. That is going to happen for us. My net worth is completely invested in that happening for us, and we've already got data that shows that the retention of customers into Beachbody On Demand far exceeds the database purchasing habits of customers who bought one program who will buy a second program. So we already know this gun is loaded and cocked for what 2018 can be. So right now, coaches need to be putting customers into challenge packs so that they get the benefit of this shake, and that include Beachbody On Demand All Access. And remember that this dip in volume is a temporary phenomenon while we wait for a couple of things to happen. The 10% discount goes away this month, end of this week. So all of a sudden, new coaches are going to start earning more. They're going to be more encouraged. They're going to want to bring people in. We've got Clean Week coming up, which is going to give us a way for you to bring people, have them assigned to you, have them experience Beachbody On Demand, and then move over to a full-on challenge pack experience. We've got Double Time, which for the first time will be able to approach people not necessarily about their own physical transformation, but about enhancing the experience for the entire family. And we're going to do some really creative stuff around the launch of that that'll make it a cool family experience. Even if you're doing 2 programs at once, you might be doing T25, and at the same time you're doing Double Time with your kid. And it's going to be a very different marketable program. I'm hoping that coaches get with the program, and coaches need to get with the program about the value of this in their. I'm blown away, frankly, Jeff. If there was one disappointment of 2017, it's how few people value what their kids are drinking than what I expected. This one's surprising me. The other one that's surprising me is that 3-day refresh and selling that down into the database of coaches and customers. I expected that would be, with the retention that we've got with Beachbody On Demand, I expected that 3-day refresh would be more of a perpetuating program and a consumable that would replace people buying the next batch of DVDs. I thought that was going to happen organically. I'm hoping that it's not counting on whenever I announce that I'm going to do a 3-day refresh for people to go, oh, we got 3-day refresh. I should be doing that every other month with my team, with my gang, to reinvigorate them. But that is an opportunity for people to put volume into the system. I do know that many more people are doing the ultimate reset now that they see the opportunity or deeper in the catalog. So when I look at 2017 as being a challenge for me, personal development has been more important to me than ever. Reading books like Obstacle is the Way, and learning about Stoicism, and reading stories about Elon Musk.
You got to define Stoicism, Carl, because I'm rather stoic, but I don't know what Stoicism is.
Stoicism is the practice of being resolute and having stamina through a period of struggle, of having that be, and I forget where where it came from. I forget the root of the word, but I think people misinterpret a stoic expression as being emotionless or having no expression. And really, when you think of Spock, okay, think of taking some of the emotion out of dealing with life and instead being factual and looking at the big picture and saying, I'm going to make it through this and I'm going to recreate my way through this. So, when we, I do actually want to let you ask a question here, but when we look at 2017 overall, on one hand, you can look at it with a near-term view. And, oh my gosh, there's competitors, always going to be competitors. Oh my gosh, there's, and I hope you asked me a competition question.
I was going to.
All right, good. There's competitors, and volume is down because we've changed to this other model, and it's not as easy. We haven't quite figured out how to make it easy for the newer coach to sell this new model. So those are the challenges. That's okay to have challenges if you test the challenge against the premise of, do we have and are we constantly improving the best product on the market? And are we living up to our promise to our customer to enhance their lives so they lead a healthy, fulfilling life so that they can achieve their goals? And I believe the answer to that is yes. I believe that people are sicker, people are fatter, people are unhealthier, people have fewer solutions, and they are forgetting the value of what they consume in their lives. And there's one company, count them, that stays to the promise of making sure that when you consume this, it's going to be the best possible thing for you, and we're not going to round a corner to stoop down to what your expectation of what food should cost has been presented to you. That you should be able to go through a drive-through and get a burger and get fries and get a Coke and get all that for less than the price of one scoop of powder. And that needs to show people that they are being lied to about the value of that nutrition. When I go to Subway and I buy whatever, I think their $5 thing is now $6 or $7. By the time I get through the Subway, I've got 2 big pieces of bread, whatever, like some turkey on there, some cheese, maybe a little bit of spinach if I'm trying to be healthy, and mayonnaise, a little bag of chips, and maybe I'll get a water. And that's going to cost me a good $8 and have nowhere near the nutritional potency of that shake that I had at 10 a.m. And that shake cost me $3 less. We are the ones that need to get the word out there. So, yes, we have challenges. Yes, we have volume challenges. Yes, we are dealing with competition that is a bunch of BS because they're not trying to enhance people's lives. So we all have to remember those things, like other things that were BS, are going to crater. They're not going to work. Or let's say they're successful. They're going to be successful at selling something that we don't want to ever have a part of selling. Okay, now
let me stop you for a minute. Okay, because I've got
to do something.
If I don't, I want to share this. So I want to ask. So I want to back this up just a little bit, Carl, real quickly.
Yes.
You've given this piece of another company, of some of the challenges. If I'm out there sitting as a coach and as a leader, I'm going, okay, so in 30 seconds or less, play the Don Lemon rule on you, okay? If I'm a coach, what do I take from that, of where we've been through this year? How do I take that and digest it into say, so what you're telling me, Carl, to me is what?
Reinvent yourself, just like I've got to reinvent myself constantly. When it was 2005 and we were struggling as a company, and we saw where direct marketing was going to go, I didn't say, hey, let me ride this thing down to the ground. We reinvented ourselves with different tactics to help people achieve their goals to lead healthy, fulfilling lives. So we invented new tactics. Part of that was the Team Beachbody Network, which then surpassed the very thing that we were hedging. So as a coach, look, we've seen the data. Not everybody's volume is going down. how many coaches did you say? Was it 3,800? I don't know. There's diamonds and above 3,800 coaches. Their volume is going up year over year based on this time of year, 2016 versus 2017. That shows you that there's opportunity there. And while for many coaches, this could be the first time that they've experienced headwinds or a downturn like this, and the need for a reinvention, this whole network was a reinvention. We as co-CEOs, me as CEO of the corporate side, you as CEO of your distribution business and your customer support business, we need to reinvent ourselves. And I could cite examples, but I won't call people out. But I could cite examples from early on in the network and people who never got on board with the challenge pack concept and were left in the dust. And then that largely they were the ones that left for other companies because they wanted to pursue a more traditional network model. So the point is, what to take away from this is empirical data. I feel like I talked about this at Summit a little bit, but empirical data. You look for what's working out there. If you still want to help people achieve their goals to lead healthy, fulfilling lives, if that's the way you want to spend your time, and you believe that helping the 266 million people in North America who are still suffering, who are spending, many of them spending more than they would spend for a year's worth of Shakeology and membership in Beachbody On Demand, to try to solve that problem or fail at solving that problem. If you still believe that, you just need to keep trying, keep working, keep reinventing, and also see that we are in the midst of a transition where the revenue model is going to be a little bit different as we wait for the all access people to renew come late December, January, February, March, and then through the rest of next year. And we've plugged the 10% hole. So we as a company are being so aggressive about understanding the dynamics, plugging any holes that we've got, and also we know that there's going to be this revenue and volume spike that doesn't happen just with the release now of new products. It happens as the annual all access period retires or expires and renews for all these customers that were brought in. If I were a coach, I would be more aggressive now about signing coaches than I have ever been in my career. It's like, Warren Buffett says, when everybody else is selling, that's what I'm buying. When everybody else is buying, that's what I'm selling. Right now, I would be buying. Like all the people with the competitors that are flashy, like I would be telling my team, watch what's going to happen over the course of the next 12 to 18 months.
Okay. We could keep listening, obviously. Hold on. But it's another 30 minutes, and I didn't want to have the whole call for that. But I just thought it was kind of where we're at, and it was being real, and it's being candid, and it's challenging times, overcoming challenging times. And it was funny because I listened to one of my last PDs was The Obstacle is the Way. And if you have not listened to that or read it, hold on, let me find the author. Obstacle. I didn't want to play it. Ryan Holiday. Okay, so anyway, what did you guys think of that? Was it motivating? Was it informational? I guess for me, like, I don't think I really, yes, he's very passionate. Oh, wow, I missed all these messages. I'm so sorry. Obviously, I couldn't see you guys. Hold on. Let me read through all these. Da, 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 da. Okay. Okay, sorry. Okay, awesome. So, I guess in the back of my mind, I've never really, and I guess I knew, I mean, once the on-demand renewals start coming in, I mean, I remember the beginning of the year, it was like, I mean, like, it was insane. Obviously, everybody was so excited about on-demand, and those who are probably going to want to continue are going to renew. And that's going to all of a sudden, I mean, like, go all the way down through the next year. So 2018 is, I think, 2017 is going to be like 2018, and that's really, really, really exciting. And I know that we're having more consumables coming, but I just thought it was kind of fitting to listen to that, and I can try to get the rest of it in a YouTube, because it was live Zoom, so surely they'll have it in a YouTube link if you want to watch the rest of it. But I figure since we're at 8:37, we can kind of chat amongst the team for the next few minutes to see if there's anything that you wanted to kind of go off of from listening to that, or what's going on with your business, or questions, comments, anything at all.
I'll just say, Natalie, the one thing that, being a newish coach and all, I've been with Beachbody, I've been with you for, 5 years now, but not even a coach for a year. And I know there's been some, oh my God, we're losing our DVDs, we're not getting as much volume. But in this day and age, Carl's right. And he really spoke about the fact that, the company has to transition with Netflix and Hulu and all of the way that things are changing. Regular DVDs aren't being sold anymore. Everybody streams stuff online. So it's just the way the world is progressing. And I like what Carl said in that just as much as Beachbody has to reinvent themselves to, keep up with the Netflix, we do too. It's okay. So we're having a small little dip in, and I can't even compare it because I don't know what my volume would have been if I'd been a coach for 3 years. But I can only speculate that, okay, sure, there probably is a dip in volume. And right now it might be a little bit harder to make the money that coaches used to make. But it's going to cycle around. People start getting into and realizing that, Beachbody on demand and what it's capable of. Case in point, I had my nails done today, and my manicurist, I love her. Every time I go in there, she's asking for fit tips and what she should do. And so she offered today to trade me 2 nail treatments if I would write up an arm program for her, an arm workout. And I'm like, darling, I've got this on demand that you can do for like $40 for every 3. And she's like, really? So shame on me for not kind of sharing it with her earlier, but it's a matter of us just sharing what's available and making people realize that genuinely this is Netflix and this is what we have. And, even the quarterly program is still going to yield us, commissions and volume on a quarterly basis. So I just wanted to throw that in there. I mean, I think Carl's right. I think 2018 is going to be an uphill tick for all of us if we stick to it and work with what we're given to work with.
Absolutely. And I feel like, a lot of other companies have never had even that fitness side to begin with. They've only had maybe a consumable here and there. So we've been really spoiled to have but if we didn't go with the times and we continued to do the DVDs, then we would be like ancient company that didn't, go with the times. And let's see, 14 calls, Super Saturday. Woohoo! Yay, that's awesome. I'm jealous that you have him in Seattle. Yes, and Beachbody has always been more about the customer than the product, and it's so true. And I think a lot of other companies, as is not necessarily that. It is more about the sale and then move along kind of thing. And I don't know. You guys know, like, Carl is my boyfriend on the side. Like, I'm married and I have a wonderful husband, but I do have Carl, as my boyfriend, so I have to shout him out. I'm just kidding. New coaches, I've always had a crush on him. I can't help it. But just because more than anything, his passion and just like, anytime I hear him talk, I'm like, yes. Like, I agree with everything you said. But anyway, I feel like, the momentum is just going to be like rolling. Getting through September, October, November, kind of our hard months because it's getting to the fall. People are doing football, tailgating, food, Halloween, Thanksgiving, and all that sort of thing. So it's now putting yourself out there continually through these months to getting to December, January, February, March, when our peak months are, is key. So we go over this pretty much every time around this year, because it's like, wait a minute, why we're into fitness and we're into nutrition, why isn't everybody else? Like, where are they? But they're watching, they're paying attention, and it's just truly being true to you and or reinventing yourself, like you said. I know that we all kind of need to do that from time to time. I know that I do. Social media wise and, PD wise and just that sort of thing. But what else do we have? I think what else that he had gone over the rest of the video. And the other one that I was going to share tonight was really, really awesome too, is with Milan Jensen, who is the #1 coach, meaning she was the very first coach in Team Beachbody. And she shared amazing stuff. So I'll share that video in our team page and you can watch it. But there were so many nuggets that are incredible that I was like, constantly trying to learn more. But what else? What else did he say? Any other comments, questions, anything else at all? I know I posted in the team page, what do you guys want to talk about? And I didn't even read all that you said you wanted to. You're like, really? Why did you even ask? I know, shame. Okay, so one was objections. I think objections, price objection number 1, he kind of went over really and truly, and we all know what we have to offer is, it's cheap. I don't want to cheapen what we have, but what we have is okay, that's another call, but we'll do the call because it's 8:45. And what was the other? Invitations. That's a 5-2 or 5-4-3-2-1. The Band-Aid thing. Going into invitations, caring about what people are going to think if we invite them. And if you did not listen to the National Wake Up Call, you need to. It was really, really, really good with Jamie Shepard. Really, really good. She's in one of my mastermind threads with corporate. Craig Collier is my corporate guy, and she's just really, really sweet girl. But every nugget that she hit, I was like, yeah. And it all was about the coaching opportunity and sharing it and talking to people. And she's like, I share it with everyone and that sort of thing. And I know that I've kind of strayed away from that, and I need to get back to it because definitely it's the most, I think for me, it's the most fun about this business is sharing the opportunity, but I don't know. Reinventing myself. What else, you guys? Thank you all for getting on. We've got a good turnout tonight. All right. Okay. I'm not sure what we have for next week. If you guys have anything that you want to share with the team that's working for you, that you're excited about, that you're passionate about, that's motivating you, anything at all. If you want to pair up with another teammate and kind of do a co-host, you can, or I can lead, or whatever. Or we can find a guest speaker, or whatever it is you guys are needing, whatever it is. I always want to have these calls to serve whatever it is that you are lacking or needing or whatever. But okay. All right, you guys. Oh, picture. Maybe because I look so rough, I didn't want to take one, but if you want to be in, Wes, Karen, do you want to be on the picture? Let's see. Oh, there's family right there, the Maxwells. There's Karen. Oh, everybody's on. Cool. All right. Oh, JL, I'm sorry, real quick. JL is trying to get Danielle Natoni on our call soon. So Fit and Funky, if you don't know who that is, then she's obviously super successful and popular in our network. But anyway, okay, everybody's smiling and I'm just talking. Sorry. All right. All right, on 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3, Christian. That's awesome. All right, I love you guys so much. Thank you for getting on, and I hope this was helpful. I hope Carl inspired you, motivated you in some way, and I look forward to the rest of the week. I'm excited about the rest of the month, and talk to you soon. Bye.